And welcome to Geeks Around discusses The Flash, episode 2 of the first season, known as The Fastest Man Alive, which, unlike Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., is not actually indicative, does not actually make fun of what actually happened in the show. It actually has almost nothing to do with this particular episode, but whatever. I'm your host, Matt Moore, and we actually have a pretty full panel today. Let's start with community manager and my roommate, who is 15 feet that way, Knuckles Goldberg. How you doing, Knuckles?
Doing all right.
All right. He's the talker, as you can tell. Next to him, we have Isaiah Mullins. How you doing, Isaiah?
Hey, you know me. I'm great with my own logic. It's all good.
And next to him, we have Charles Whedon. How you doing, Charles?
Oh, I'm doing great. I enjoyed the episode for the most part, but I would have to say that the premiere was better.
Okay. And last but certainly not least, Andy. How you doing, Andy?
Doing great. Love this episode.
All right. Now, okay, since Knuckles ended up bringing it up, Andy, this episode or the premiere, which one do you like better?
It's kind of hard to say. A pilot is always going to be better than a second episode, whatever. So I kind of don't count season finales or season premieres. So it's all the episodes between that I different if they fit or not. But
How about you, Charles?
I would have to go with premiere. Just this episode, like I said, was enjoyable, but there were certain arcs in the episode that I didn't particularly care about. I mean, and some of the arcs I didn't care about, but I should have cared about. Was with Multiplex, the cloning guy. That I should have cared about since it was basically the main villain, but I didn't. I didn't care about his backstory or anything. I didn't care about anything. Simon Stagg, however, I thought he was interesting. And then, of course, the stuff that was going on between Barry and Iris, that was a little annoying.
Really?
It was, yeah.
I thought the stuff going on between him and Joe was annoying, but that's just me.
The stuff between him and Joe did not bother me that much. That was actually some of the things that I actually liked the most, because I thought that would be good for character development between the two. And like now that he knows what Barry can do, like how he can run super fast, he has to learn to accept the fact that this world is not as simple as he once thought it was, and that sometimes there are certain things that he is not equipped to handle, but Barry is, and he needs to accept the fact that Barry has to be the one to take care of it and not him, that he has to go on the sidelines. And I thought that was very good, that whole argument where he's actually trying to cling on to something that he was familiar with, and then at the end he was like, you know what, you're right, Barry. I mean, this is something that's way over my head, and I can't even begin to handle it, but you can, and that kind of stuff. And I thought that was great for their character development. I thought it was phenomenal. And
we will be talking about that a little bit later as well. How about you, Isaiah? First off, was that Multiplex? Was that the name of the character, or was it Multiple Man?
It was Well, the guy. What is the guy's name?
You can't really
Dumb Black.
No, not him. I'm talking about the Hispanic guy at Star Labs.
Cisco.
Okay. Yeah, he called him.
Female friend Ebert.
Yeah, he called him Captain Clone at the beginning of the episode, and then at the end he changed it to Multiplex.
Yeah, but also you can't call him Multiple Man because Marvel already has a character about the X-Men has a character like that, and he already been in the movie, which we're not talking about that movie. So yeah.
So we can't call him Multiple Man? That's not who he is?
No, because there's already two characters.
His name is Multiplex.
Right, and also I mean, it was a cheesy. It was very funny too how this was so corny, but I still like the pilot more because it was corny. It was a little bit more sincere corniness. This was just off the wall funniness. Like, oh come on, that's so funny.
Perfect. And
you are so funny.
What basic problems did you have with it?
Well, it was like when
you're not Knuckles.
Oh, my bad. I can't talk
No, go ahead, Isaiah.
No, you look alike anyway, so you go ahead, Knuckles. You look like me anyways.
I'm going to agree with Charles. I did not like the stuff between him and the girl. Didn't really care that much about the story between him and Barry, but well, not Barry, but whatever the dad figure's name is.
Joe.
That's how little yeah. That's I guess how little I care about these characters.
Wow.
Multiple man, boring.
Yeah, he is boring.
We didn't really learn about like what happened to him until like the last like couple minutes, and I don't know. I didn't think it was a very good episode at all.
Okay. Now we we did end up getting, and this is totally going towards the end of the episode, but we haven't been doing these hangouts in order anyway. We do have the Flash question of the week. Did Harrison Wells kill Barry's father or Barry's mother? We did end up getting an overwhelming results. 82% said no, he had nothing to do with it. And then 18% said, yes, that damn time-traveling murderer. What do you think, Andy? Do you think that Harrison Wells basically tried to create the Flash by killing his father? Do you think he's Professor Zoom?
I don't know. I don't know yet if he's even. Some people were asking me a lot last night when the episode was done. They were asking, "Is he good or evil?" I said, he could be good, but maybe he has some twisted intentions and twisted methods. So I don't know. Maybe he's presumed. Maybe he's not. I don't know yet.
Well, wait. Here's a question. Wasn't there an article that was released a few weeks? I think it was about a week or two before the premiere, where they mentioned that it was possible that Booster Gold might show up.
What does that have to do with anything? With Superheroes, Flash, or Harrison Wells?
What the fuck about him?
I was going to say, I can guarantee that Harrison Wells is not Booster Gold. I can guarantee, 100%, no doubt whatsoever, he's not Booster Gold.
Booster Gold sucks.
No, he's awesome.
No, he is not.
You suck.
Well,
Booster
I know that
Gold
Booster
Gold is a jock, and 100% in every way a jock. The only reason he can travel through time is because he stole a time-traveling
Right.
And the only reason he knows what he does know is because of the fact that he has a companion that helps out.
Right.
That happens to know all of history.
And not him.
Yeah.
So,
so we know it's not Booster Gold. However, I do think that it might be Rip Hunter. But we'll get into that a little later.
Well. I think that fake wheelchair guy, yeah, he's the villain. I'm sorry. It just comes off yeah, he's the villain. Yeah. If you can fake being paralyzed, if you can
said,
fake...
oh my god, you said yeah so many times that I almost like, what were you even talking about?
I'm talking about, I forgot his name, but I call him fake cripple guy.
No, okay, never mind.
He was saying yeah so much, I thought he was a lord for a second.
Exactly. So if you're fake being crippled, that means you're a bad guy. You're a bad guy.
So do you think that Harrison Wells is who killed Barry's mom?
Yes. It's so obvious.
I don't think so. And as far as that character, I think he's actually one of the few interesting characters on the show.
Yeah.
And I think he's a bad guy, but he thinks he's being a good guy. If that makes sense.
That's how, see, Knuckles knows my logic. You see? Knuckles knows my logic.
It's not Isaiah logic, damn it.
So, whether or not, even if he himself is not the Reverse Flash, it's possible that he may have employed Reverse Flash as well. There's that possibility. That basically he manipulated events, maybe he manipulated time for these events to happen. It seems like he's aware of them before they happen, so that means that he's very possibly controlling them.
I think he's definitely from the future, but who he is, that's the biggest question. So, but I don't know. It depends on what time he comes from.
I have a good speculation who that character might be, but I'll keep it to myself.
There's also another idea for him, and that is that he's not a time traveler. He actually is from this time, but he has access to information from the future. And what he's been doing is he's been changing his actions to actually manipulate the future. Because if he can see what the future is, he can be like, oh, if I do this, and when I did this, this is what happened. So you know what? I'm going to fix that, and I'm going to do it this way instead. That maybe he just has knowledge of the future, but he's not actually from the future.
Mm.
It's just an idea. I mean, we have only seen one piece of future tech, and that was a newspaper.
Mm.
Seriously? All right, we'll see. We'll see as time goes on. Well, if they introduce more future tech, then I will cede my point. But at this point, the only thing we've seen is information from the future. That's it.
Well, actually, he knows more things than anyone else on the show. Well, pretty much anyone else. So he has that leg up. He knows more things than anyone else.
Yes, so does Professor Xavier. That doesn't make him from the future.
But there you go, though. But there you go. You see what I mean? Professor Zim knows everything. He literally does, because he goes back in time and forward. He does this a lot, anyways. With Breeze.
I'm just saying that being intelligent does not mean that you automatically are from the future.
Or maybe you are.
All right, so tell us about those tires again, Andy.
No, let's talk about those shoes. Let's talk about the shoes.
Anything to get away from Isaiah. Okay, so very quickly we're going to go over something that we all were annoyed by. It actually probably annoyed me much less than it annoyed the rest of you, and that was the Iris West storyline of trying to figure out exactly what's going on,
Right.
and then being the person who reports on the Flash, or at least presumably she will be. She will basically be the Lois Lane of this storyline.
Or Mary. Yeah.
Did anyone was anyone okay with that storyline?
I didn't care.
Yeah,
I
I like Iris West, and I kind of like to see where she's going.
Okay.
It's just like Smallville situation. Like, yeah, the same girl did the same thing. So, who cares?
Well, the thing is, Iris West is a fucking journalist in the comic books, so
Calm
it's
down, man. Calm down.
it's like they're doing the same thing. Well, she is a reporter in the comics books. It's
I know that, but they're just like do the same form as Smallville. Again, that's not saying a bad thing, but I don't like Smallville, so that's a different story. So I was like, okay, she's a reporter. Okay, there's nothing new. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's strike 2 against Isaiah. You're keeping a tally.
Why you are? I'm surprised. It's 2. Why hasn't it been like 100?
All right, so we got that storyline. How about the Joe storyline? This is where I had a problem, was the "You're not my father." They ended up doing that scene twice. Once when he was a kid, once at him as an adult. And I understand where it was going, and where it was going was a great goal. And that was like Joe's turnaround. However, how they got there was rather melodramatic, and that's what bothered me. What did you think, Isaiah? We're gonna get you taken care of first, so we don't have to come back.
Just like Charles. Anyways, it's like a double-edged sword. Like, again, the flashbacks were a little bit nice, but it just went to this whole same notion like, oh, you're not my father, blah blah blah. Like, again, that's what they were saying with Spider-Man. He does the same thing with Uncle Ben, like, you're not my father, man, and blah 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 blah. But when we got to an adult, he finally knows he comes to the realization that he is a superhero. That was still good, but like you said before, Matt, it's just really dragging that shit along the way. Like, oh my god, we don't care. Can we please move on to other storytellings? Anything?
What about you, Knuckles? What did you feel about that whole storyline? Were you okay with the results? Did you like how they got there?
I mean, again, I just don't really care about that character.
What about Barry?
Barry, I kind of agree with something I read where like he doesn't make a great lead man, and I'm hoping that changes in the next few episodes. I mean, I hope they really don't spend too much time with the whole origins thing and actually get into something interesting.
Yeah, I hope they do Monster of the Week nonsense. I hope they don't, because that's getting really stale.
All right, Charles. This versus. Did you ever watch Smallville?
Yes.
This versus Smallville. Compare and contrast very quickly.
To be honest, says it's only 2 episodes into Flash. I can see a Smallville type vibe. I can. I mean, it's. I wouldn't really say that it's identical to Smallville, but there are many, not a few, many similarities with Smallville. Like the drama. The drama is very similar to Smallville. The whole thing between Iris and Barry, like how he loves her, but he can't tell her how he feels, kind of stuff. That's basically textbook Smallville. They did that with Lana. They did that with Lois. It was just, yeah. But I don't know. I mean, with the whole like villain or boss of the week kind of thing, yeah, I can definitely see Flash doing that. I can.
How about you, Andy? Do you see the similarities between the two? All right. Apparently, Andy didn't hear the question.
Oh, sorry, what?
I was asking if you saw a similarity between this show and Smallville. I know you watched Smallville.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of similarities. I don't see where these gentlemen are coming from when it comes to the drama because there's no triangle drama right now on the show. There's no fucking Lana Langs that can ruin the show. So, I don't see where you guys are coming from. And the only drama that was in this episode was between Joe and Barry, which kind of reminded me about Jonathan and Clark. And then there was, Team Flash having their arguments. But I like that.
Well,
in this particular case, Iris would be the Lana Lang.
Yeah.
Hell no.
The triangle right there.
Why? Why hell no? Like, what's different about that?
Because Lana was an awful character. They only use her as a love interest. Iris actually has her own character, and she's more of the Lois of the show in that case.
Also, to be fair to what me and Knuckles are trying to say, that the whole being in the friend zone, like how Barry Allen is, that is getting so stale. Like, okay, you're in the friend zone. Deal with something else, dude. Date some other women. I know you love Iris West, but dude, do something else. Like, don't just mope and mope and mope. I know he's not moping a lot, like unlike Arrow, thank God. But how Iris displays her affection for Eddie in front of Barry's, we're like, okay, do we have to really do this in front of him? Really? Really? That's kind of getting like stale. Really? Even Mary Jane didn't do that shit.
We do have a main character who can run between his city and
Starling City.
Starling City in a very short amount of time. Maybe he starts dating Felicity.
It could happen, but I don't see it happening.
Well, no, because she's going to be dating Agent Shaw, I guess.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, Andy, I'm just wondering what you're seeing in Iris that I guess that we're not, because we don't see her as anything more than a love interest, or at least I don't.
Well, for the time being.
Well, I've actually read a lot of Flash comics, so that's why I see more in Iris than maybe you guys do. So I'm just being patient, but you guys are not as patient. So
well, it's not being patient, Andy. I'm just sorry to interrupt you, but it's just like the CW does this so much often. Like, oh, he loves this girl, but he can't tell her, and he was second on the friend zone, and blah blah blah. Like, oh my God, CW, do something different. We don't care about this type of storytelling. Do something a little bit different, a little bit shake it up. But they do the same thing over and over on all their shows. So it's not just the Flash; it's pretty much all their shows.
All right, so let me see. What else can we talk about? The bad guy. I actually did enjoy the bad guy. Obviously, we didn't get a backstory from him. However, something that must be said before you judge these bad guys too harshly, the Flash has always had comedic, off-the-wall, crazy fucking bad guys.
That's true.
Like, you have a character, a bad guy by the name of Captain Boomerang, who's upset that people don't take him seriously.
No, he has a character that has Mirror Master. Like, really?
Mirror Master, yeah.
That's
I love the Rogues.
So the idea of a man who can multiply, that's downright freaking normal for a Flash bad guy.
Right.
I wouldn't mind seeing a deranged Captain Boomerang, whoever is mad that people don't respect him, so he goes on killing rampage.
All right, I gotta ask this. I have to ask this. So there is another Flash villain that has the name that starts with Captain besides Captain Cold?
Yes.
You didn't know that?
How many villains have the name Captain in their name?
Are you fucking serious?
Apparently more than one.
So far, 2.
Yeah, so funny.
Oh, that is so stupid.
Are you serious?
I mean, Captain Cold is a terrible name. So now they have Captain Boomerang?
What's
Are
been
you
out for-
serious?
Oh
Are
my
you
God.
kidding me? Please.
You know what's a terrible name though?
Captain America.
Charles
Hey.
Whedon. You have Weed in your last name.
Oh,
You know
no,
what's a
no.
better
What I'm
name?
saying is not a matter of fact. Flash has some of the most ridiculously stupid villain names.
It's true. However, the
And
best
and you have Weed in your last name. Let's move on.
However, the best name of all time is Wally West.
So, just very quickly,
You can take that whole Wally West mess and you can shove it up your
in
ass.
the
No.
Marvel universe, obviously some of these are good guys, some of these are bad guys.
Don't you mean DC Universe?
Oh, you're right, DC Universe. Damn it. So I was looking at the Marvel ones. Let's see, Captain Boomerang, Captain Cold. I'm looking for an entire freaking list of villains, but I'm not finding it.
Use Wikipedia. That's
Captain Jim, Captain Compass.
Captain Kangaroo.
I mean, there are a lot of captains. Just saying.
Captain Stitch was terrible.
Let's see. So we got the bad guy. We got Iris. We got. We talked about Joe. How about,
I think Jesse L. Martin pretty much stole the show. I got so emotional from so many scenes that he had.
from what scenes?
From a lot of the scenes that he had in this episode.
Are you talking about Harrison Wells? Oh, well,
No,
you're talking about Joe. You're talking about Joe.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's kind of expected because he is a good actor. He has played a lot of drama-like roles, like Law and Order. So it's going to happen like that. He does have emotional scenes that he does very well.
I don't know. His stuff didn't really. I don't know. It didn't impress me.
I understand because it was kind of like subpar when you compare his other work, like again, Law and Order, which he was amazing in. This was like a little bit like again, no disrespect to him or the show, it's like a little bit stepped down of his caliber, a little bit.
Oh, and this is specifically for Charles Whedon. They actually in the DC universe have Captain Nazi.
Son of a bitch, man. Please tell who is he a villain for?
He's your villain
Captain
now.
Nazi is a villain for rival of Captain Marvel and Captain Marvel Jr.
Really?
Which is, of course, two more captains. And there's also a Captain Comet. I want to put that out there as well.
Captain Comet? Oh dear lord.
And Captain Atom. I think that's all the captains that we have.
Yeah, Captain Atom. Who cares about him? He sucks. Yeah, I said it.
I really don't care at this point. Yeah.
There's Plastic Man. Plastic Man has a stupid name.
But yeah, Plastic Man's a little more tolerable than Captain Cold.
Are you serious? Captain Cold is not tolerable, unlike Plastic Man? He's one of the worst.
Captain Cold sounds like a backwater half-ass cereal.
But that's a good thing. Plastic Man is like, okay, you're a plastic bag, right? No, I'm Plastic Man. You're a plastic bag.
Yeah.
All right, so in the show.
I'm done. I'm out. Yeah.
In the show, there's also the storyline where that actually pleased me. I like this a lot. Is Barry started getting headaches and ended up passing out at one point, and that's of course because of the fact that he did not have the blood sugar to support his running.
Right. Which is kind of
That
cool
actually
too.
made me happy because that was from the comics.
Yeah. It also shows he's not invincible either, because his powers can actually hurt him. So that was really cool. And also, I must put it out very quickly. The security guard trying to capture the bad guy was so funny. Like, really, dude? It's one guy going against four guys with guns. Like, freeze! Stay right there.
Hey, at least he was trying.
He's black. He will get killed easily. Like, dude, you're black. I know.
In those kinds of situations, the black man is always the first to go.
Thank you, Charles. Thank you. See?
That's not a sense of racism. That's actual truth because it's happened in pretty much every horror movie that has a black guy in it.
See what I mean?
In any case, so one thing I did have a problem with the bad guy was Barry's interaction with that particular bad guy, and that was there were 6 of him, there was 1 of Barry. There is absolutely no way Barry should have had any difficulty
Right.
With that bad guy. And
Right.
even when there were more than 6 of them, even when in the second scene where they fought, where there was like 25 of them, Barry still should have had absolutely no problem fighting them.
Right.
You know he's been the Flash for like 3-4 weeks, right? He's he has to learn.
Yeah, but it's against this awful villain who can manipulate himself. Like, okay, woo. He killed somebody by beating the crap out of him. It was just so funny.
My thought is that Barry has figured out that he can move. That it's not just his feet that can move quickly. He did the friggin' centrifuge thing. Like he should know that. You know what? I can literally run around these people and hit them in the back of the head as many times as I want before they have a chance to react.
Right.
I mean, it's not exactly a logic leap.
Right. He's doing the same thing with Iris West. Like, he did the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he was carrying on like a full conversation
Yeah.
at super speed.
He could have did
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
That's sweet.
Which to her was probably like a high-pitched noise way in the background for like a split second. But yeah. Okay, so let me see. Do we have anything else we want to talk about?
Simon getting up from his chair again and killing this one guy, who the Multiman was trying to kill from the beginning, but he dies anyway. So it was like, that was kind of pointless.
That is
Well,
true. Is you
the
have
thing is-
played by Tom Cavanaugh, who is destroying this season. By the way, he's doing amazing this season.
Yeah, that is true.
This season, these 2 episodes, he is probably the best actor on the show currently.
Same here.
And yeah, he basically goes and kills the person that the Flash just saved.
This is like 10. It's like 10 minutes after.
Well,
he
you guys are not mentioning why Wells killed him.
Really.
We kind of implied it at the beginning when we were talking about whether or not Harrison Wells was the good guy or the bad guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we weren't expressly like specific on that.
I'll touch on it. It's just that when Barry had saved Simon Stagg and all that, he said like,
Stag
"Don't."
chili, by the way. He created Stag chili.
Oh, okay. But he saved them and he said, "Don't leave this area." And then after he defeated Multiplying Man or Multiplex or whatever you call him, he left and all that. But then Wells went into the office and spoke with Stagg and said all this stuff. And Simon Stagg had basically mentioned that he was going to find Barry, capture him, and then experiment on him. And then that's when Wells stabbed him.
Well, he knew about him anyway. They both knew about Barry, so they both are intelligent men who know about metahumans. So, in the sense
Yeah,
of
but one of
way-
them wasn't after experimenting on them.
Right, but in a sensitive way, he was looking at Barry as like a test subject, or something bigger, something greater for mankind. And we see this plotline beforehand by other villains and other nonsense like that. And fake cripple guys over there is like, no, I don't want you to do that. And so I'm going to stab you, knowing the fact everyone's trying to save you. I'm just going to kill you myself.
No, I want to point out that this is not a conversation that just happened randomly.
Right.
This is a specifically went to this guy's office and asked him questions, basically probing to see if Simon Stagg was going to do that. Harrison Wells knew that that's how Simon Stagg would react.
Right.
Harrison Wells knew that he would end up having to kill that motherfucker.
Right.
He just had to hear at least my thought is he had to hear the verification that
the
that was
words, like
yeah.
the whistle.
Like he went there to kill Simon Stagg.
Right.
Or else he wouldn't, Or else he wouldn't have been there in the first place.
Plus, we all saw that coming, too. Like, he took off his glasses, like, yeah, he's going to get killed. He's going to get killed. He's going to get serious now. Shit's going to get real.
Perfect. All right, so wild speculation. Let's kick it off. Who's got first?
Charles.
Yeah, and this time I actually do have speculation. It's minor and everything, but earlier when we were mentioning, like, is Wells from this time or is he from the future? I think both. I think that there is two versions of Wells out there. There's the one that we know, and then there's the one that's actually paralyzed and that he is locked away from in like a cell or an enclosed space, chained up and everything by the Wells that we've been seeing.
Okay, that is a pretty wild speculation.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to immediately dispute it, though. I don't know that I agree with it, but I've got nothing to dispute it, so it'll be interesting to see if that works out.
Yeah.
How about you guys? You got anything? You got any like bullshit on that particular speculation?
I do.
My wild speculation is so awesome they got nothing.
Please, I got something that will blow your minds away. All right, here's a breaking speculation. Okay, Wells is the Wells that we know. There's no other Wells who's crippled. It's just him. It's just him, folks. Why? I'll tell you why now. Number one, he is from the future, and he goes back and forth to make sure the Flash is on point of his own timeline. So it makes you think, why? And yes, I think he is Professor Zoom or Reverse Flash, how you want to call it, because you know why? What if fake cripple guys is...
Can you say Harrison Wells, for fuck's sake? It's not hard to remember these names.
Anyways, back to what I was saying. Fake cripple man could actually be Barry Allen.
I'm sorry, what?
He's saying that Barry Allen is Harrison Wells.
Yeah.
So he traveled back in time to pretend to be his mentor, so he could kill all the people that maybe screwed him up the first time.
Exactly. See?
Isaiah, I have a question for you. A serious, honest question. Do all white people look alike to you?
It depends. It does depend sometimes. It depends.
Well, to be fair, they don't look that dissimilar. Same hair color, similar facial structure.
They don't have the same facial structure. One's got a very round face, one's got a very slim face.
I can't get up.
We've seen this beforehand. We all seen this before. Supervillains facing superheroes, and they're both the same. It's just logical, like that. When you're time traveling, look it up at Infamous. Infamous did it. Look at Ben 10. They did it.
Isaiah. Shut up for 1 second. Man,
You
you
know I'm
broke
right.
me.
You know
I can't get up.
No, this is great. This is an awesome speculation. This is awesome.
Yeah, whatever you say. I don't have any...
Pizarro, Superman. Oh, look at that.
Your mother is Bizarro. I
Hey,
have no
wish. That'd be so
speculation
awesome.
this week.
You have no speculation this week. You just
No.
don't want to get up.
Exactly.
No, I'm laughing.
I don't have any speculation either. I'm just hoping we see a lot more of Harrison Wells next
Yes,
week.
same here. Or Gorilla
And he's like one of the only reasons that I'm still watching the show. So I'm hoping that they do something different and bring a stronger episode next week.
My wild speculation is that they are going to pull an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They are going to pull an Arrow even, and they are going to wait until into the second half of the first season before they really start getting serious about the show.
They start dropping bombs.
I think the show is pretty interesting as it is right now, but
It is interesting. I just think that it's going to get real. I mean, I think it's going to get serious. Like something major is going to happen, and then it's going to change everything, and it'll be compelling, and people will be going, "I can't believe you stopped watching. You need to come back and watch it now."
yeah, there is the Arrow Flash crossover, and then there are some rogues coming this season, so it's
We'll see.
should be.
Maybe about halfway through the season we start having some actual time traveling happen.
Heroes.
All right. Unless anyone has anything else to add, I'm gonna start wrapping up. Andy, go ahead and pimp your thing again.
Yeah, you can check out my Flash podcast over at theflashpodcast.com and follow me on Twitter at theflashpodcast.
Perfect. We already know Charles doesn't have anything to pimp other than his Sleepy Hollow discussion.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for talking so much on that.
I was about to until you interrupted me.
You got nothing else to talk about.
Yes,
So
yes.
don't you tonight?
Yes, I actually am the host for another special Geeks All Around discussion where we discuss the episodes of Season 2 of Sleepy Hollow, which happens every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time.
Really? I thought Sleepy Hollow was on at 9 p.m. on Mondays.
Tuesdays.
That's the discussion.
That's what I said.
That you never said that. You said Sleepy Hollow happened on Mondays.
Oh,
I said
Charles.
discussions, man. God.
He's falling for it again.
Put words in my mouth again.
All right, go ahead, Isaiah. Pimp your thing.
All right,
Not
ladies and
your
gentlemen.
penis this time. Not your penis. We don't need to hear
Hey,
about that.
that's for Charles' thing. Anyways, enough of all that other bullshit. You're gonna know the real shit here. Isaiah Zone, folks. Yes, that's where I talk about all the good shit that you like and I pretty much hate. And also, join the community page because I will give you some good shit, good news, good entertainment, and awesome sarcastic logic that is really fun.
Perfect.
Oh my
And
God,
I'm pretty sure Knuckles doesn't have anything to pimp. Do you have anything to pimp, Knuckles?
No.
All right. And now go ahead and check us out, geeksoftheround.com. You can also, of course, subscribe to us at youtube.com/geeksoftheround. Watch us next week when we discuss another episode that probably has absolutely, or whose name has absolutely nothing to do with the episode itself. And, of course, check out our other hangouts. Of course, we were just talking Sleepy Hollow, Walking Dead, American Horror Story, Blacklist, Arrow, etc. Check us out again, geeksaround.com. All right, my name is Matt. I've been your host, and thanks for watching.